Hello everybody, and welcome to the Outdoor Podcast, where we talk about nature and all the beauty and everything around it. Nah, fuck that. We're talking about Shonen Jump today, and the best Shonen Jump series that's out right now. So without further ado, let's get right into this. So, today we're going to be covering an extra special series today, and it's the series that I think is the best ongoing series in Shonen Jump right now, best new ongoing series in Shonen Jump right now. I don't want to be that guy who's just trying to claim that it's better than My Hero Academia and all that and start that whole war, because I already know what happens when I disagree with popular opinion or say I don't like something that everybody does. But that's another story for a different day. Today we're going to be talking about a series called Kaiju number 8. And now, before anybody yells at me and tells me, oh no, boy, so this is actually a Shonen Jump Plus series, it's in the Shonen Jump app, and yes, I also know that, and I don't really care. But it's included in there, so I get to judge it with it, because that's what I want to do, and that's what I'm going to do. So, anyway, besides that whole spiel and that whole getting down that rabbit hole, well, today, like I said, we're going to be covering it. So let's talk about it and get why I love it so much and why I think it is the best series in Shonen Jump. Also, before we get into this video, the outdoor scenario really has nothing to do with the theming at all. It's just finally nice outside for once in this stupid winter Midwest hellhole that I live in. So I'm going to enjoy the outdoors and the 60-degree weather. It's almost 70 degrees out right now. It's absolutely amazing outside right now. So I'm just going to enjoy it. And now my dog Nami is going to ruin the audio. And yes, I did name my dog Nami after the One Piece character, Sumi Vizmedia. Also, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoy this video. It means a lot and lets me know that you guys enjoy this kind of content. But without further ado, like, comment, subscribe. Let's get into the video. So, Kaiju number 8. The story follows Kafka, who is a 30-year-old man who had dreams of becoming the #1 agent, or just a really powerful agent in the Japanese Defense Force that fought against these giant monsters to protect the city, and he wanted to do this with his childhood friend. But along the way, he ended up falling off the horse and wasn't able to pass the test, but his childhood friend did, and she ends up becoming the #1 person in the Japanese Defense Force, and this story progresses from there. So the series starts with a nowadays shot of him basically in the present as a janitor for the cleanup of the Kaiju Defense Force. Now the thing with this is he has given up on his dreams pretty much. He basically doesn't want to do it anymore. It's not that he doesn't want to do it anymore. He's just finally lost hope in his 30s and has given up. But this all changes one day when a new character called Ichikawa comes in and joins the janitor duty squad there, just on a temporary thing because he wants to join and become part of the Japanese Defense Force like Kafka did. This ends up reigniting his dreams and making him want to join it again, but then all of a sudden a kaiju ends up showing up out of nowhere and just starting slaughtering everybody where they're at, and it is absolutely insane. The battle that commences is they're just powerless, they cannot do anything, and what ends up happening after this battle is Kafka ends up in the hospital along with Ichikawa, and then they find out strangely that Kafka now is turning into a kaiju himself, and they don't know how this happened, besides that a monster flew into him and basically gave him this strange power. And now what happens is he is going to still try to join the Defense Force, but has to hide the fact that he is a kaiju, because otherwise the Defense Force themselves will destroy them or experiment on him or do whatever they can, but basically will ruin his dreams of being able to catch up to his childhood friend. Now that is the story. This story runs a lot like a basic, best of My Hero Academia thing, where you're trying to become the #1 hero, or Naruto becomes a Hokage. He's not becoming the best person, that's never his goal, but it's kind of ending up what it's going to be, because I really think that this kaiju power obviously is going to be used in the way where he's going to have to use it, and he's going to end up using it for his benefit in the Japanese Defense Force. They're probably going to hate it right at the beginning and be like, everyone's going to be like, oh no, I hate that guy, but then at the end they're going to be like, oh, he saved me, he's kind of actually the best person in the world. And that's how the story is going to progress, in my opinion. I'm just guessing, I'm speculating here, but so far what we've seen from the story is very good. It's very solid. It's a very good battle series. It is the best thing ever right now that came out of the new stuff, in my opinion. It is so much fun to see this, and it's so nice to actually see that it's like a 30-year-old guy instead of just a 14 or 16-year-old, which, obviously a 30-year-old guy turning into a kaiju doesn't make sense, but neither does a 16-year-old who just all his parents are dead and everything's wrong with him, but he's secretly the most powerful person, and then his parents are the leader of the nation and all that kind of stuff, and crazy just coincidences that go on. And it's just here's just one big coincidence that we have, is that his child, he's he didn't, or two, I guess, two big coincidences, that he ends up getting the monster powers, and his childhood friend is the best person, and is kind of like the reason they wanted to do it. So it's like, I mean, if we're gonna go on like a crazy out there sci-fi thing, I mean, I guess we got something where it's just not like every single thing is just convenient for them to be the best, besides the fact that they have the most powerful power in the game. So, you know, it is what it is. You gotta have something to make the character like the most powerful, given the potential to be the best in the series. But Kafka himself is a very amazing character. I really like Kafka. He's a really real character, and he's a very fun character to watch and go on this journey and get to watch him, you know, try to quell with his power, quell with his own demons of failure, and get over his whole conception of giving up and just pushing forward beyond all the doubt and pain and all the stuff he's had to experience in the past and having to give up. It's a really cool message and stuff, and I really like how this is going. It's very enjoyable, and these side characters themselves are also amazing in their own right. We have the childhood friend who really hasn't gotten explored, so I'm really not going to dive into her too much, because she really hasn't had a backstory or really looked into besides being the childhood friend and the most powerful. But then we also have Ichikawa, which is always at Kafka's side. He's kind of their best friend and rival, and it's really cool to have their back and forth. They're a really cool combination and duo. They're very enjoyable. I really like the kind of stuff they go for. He is very, you know, hard knocks. He's all by the books kind of a thing, or feeling like that. He's cocky and like thinks he's better than Kafka and all this, but it's really enjoyable to watch how their friendship naturally progresses into more of an actual friendship and a real bond between these two people. And the other person who would be that is Shinomiya, is not a girl who's vying for somebody in high school and trying to get him to admit that she loves her, but in fact she is just this rich, prissy type girl who has a lot of gifts to her. She's very good at what she does and destroying monsters, and she's very uppity and cocky, kind of like Ichikawa, but in a more extreme degree. And she is also very enjoyable to watch her meltdown and get to see her real personality, see a little bit of her backstory and why she is what she is, and seeing how her bond with Kafka and a little bit of a love sickness going on there was like, I mean, Kafka is a total dilf. I get it, you know, it is what it is. And the interactions between these three characters just feel very natural, and they're very fun, and they're very enjoyable to watch them do what they do. And let's get on to the actual fights of this series and the art/fight. I'll do both of them in the same category. The art and fight of this series is just, it's on another level of fun. If you like your 7 Deadly Sins, you like your over-the-top fighting, you like your giant battles of just huge, powerful fights, this is what you're getting into. It's so good. It's so amazing. Like, we get to see the vice captain, Hishino, I believe his name is, get to fight one of the kaijus right now. I'm not going to say a lot what's going on besides that, or how that ended up devolving, but this series does fighting choreography so well. It's so over the top, it's so engaging, it's so action-packed and invigorating to watch them go back and forth, watch these battles commence, watch Kafka with his superpowers just punch the shit out of things and blow things up, literally disintegrating stuff because he punches so hard, and just get to see the other characters like Ichikawa and Shinomiya actually like develop their powers more naturally. It's really cool to watch the interesting dynamics between overpowered, and just progressing normally, and kind of overpowered in a human sense, overpowered in a monster sense. You get all these kind of things, and there's like every little section that really shows different sects of how power scaling and how people have to train to get better and stuff. It's really well developed, and now I got really sidetracked on that. But anyway, the fights themselves are just, they're just so amazing. Like, the way that the over-the-top battles happen, and just like the actual things of, if you like Godzilla, King Kong, that's basically what you're fighting. The best way you can compare this is if you have like the Titan from Titanfall fighting the human version of Titanfall, like just the character without his actual Titan, and they're just fighting each other, is basically what it is. But instead of a Titan, it's actually an alien creature who morphs into like several different things and can do crazy fucking things like, I don't know, like shoot beams out of his... No, he doesn't shoot beams. Like shoot parts out of himself and other crazy shit that we get to see going on. It's really awesome. It's really engaging. The battles so far have been action-packed and really, really enjoyable, and they're really awesome to see go down. And I love seeing all the other dynamics and the characters, and the art itself overall. All the characters feel unique. They all look really cool. They all fit their own style. Like, however that person is kind of like their character is, it really fits how they look in the manga. It's very well done and very well thought out with the art, and then like the cool like scenic shots that you get, or like the like kind of like Dark Knight feel you got in one of the pictures that I'm remembering right now when Kafka jumps out of the like hospital, and it kind of gives like this Batman feel to it. But it's really cool. It's really wacky with all the comedy that gets thrown into it, so it's not too like over the top and dark and all this kind of stuff. So you get a nice back and forth of haha funny, action-packed, sadness, drama moments. It's very well evened out, and it's very smooth, and I really enjoy how everything goes on in this series, and it really feels natural and really enjoyable, and it's really nice to see Kafka go on this journey to try to catch up to his childhood friend so they can finally fulfill that promise that they made when they were young. Now, the reason I believe this is the best one in Shonen Jump right now is because obviously the sales itself speak to how good it is. It's got like 1.2 million sales. I think Mashley is the only other thing in Shonen Jump right now that is kind of like with it right now for sales for the actual Shonen Jump lineup, not Shonen Jump Plus, like, because I think Spy X Family is like outselling both of them. But anyway, besides that, we have the sales that speak towards it, and with Demon Slayer ending and like the battle manga being like kind of empty right now, Kaiju number 8 fills that hole so well. It's just so good and fills that like want and desire for another battle manga so well that Mashley is doing, but Kaiju number 8 does a great job as well. And none of the other Shonen Jump series really are doing the sales of that. I'm not saying that they're not good, and I also believe that they're better, and that Kaiju number 8 is better than them in like Yozakara Quartet, Sakamoto Days. Even though Sakamoto Days is probably my second favorite, if I'm gonna rank all the shows or all the manga that's right now on Shonen Jump, and I'm not gonna include Kaiju number 8, I'm gonna talk about actual Shonen Jump, and that would be probably Mashley, Sakamoto Days, then Yozakara Quartet for like the new series. Undead Unluck I dropped, and Hardboiled Cop and Dolphin, I don't know if even that's canceled yet, but it's going to be canceled. High School Family was funny, but it wasn't good enough for me to want to continue it. I'm trying to think. I think I'm missing one. Oh, Magu-chan. I didn't enjoy that one either. Me and Roboko, I didn't enjoy that one either. But anyway, I think Kaiju number 8 is on the top. I think it barely beats Mashley, and Mashley is its own unique feel. And I get why people would like that and want that to be the #1 series, or that is their #1 series. This is all subjective. It's my opinion, you know. But my opinion usually doesn't go over too well on YouTube. I've learned that very painfully with all the hate comments, and I got yelled at Swedish one time. That was pretty new, and that was a fun one. But anyway, guys, I really hope you enjoy this video. What do you guys think? What is your favorite manga in Shonen Jump? I am interested to hear what you guys think and what your guys' favorite series are. And if you guys have any other suggestions for videos or something like that you want me to make, please let me know. I'm more than happy to try them out, and I'm really liking to hear you guys' opinion. It means a lot. But anyway, guys, please make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and as always, Dubs Not Subs.